Making a video. Hey. Okay, still a little bit deaf, but I'll have to work it out. Or something. Anyway, yeah. It's just so irritating. It's always something. It really is a lovely day. Look at this. Look at the way this stuff has grown. Because these trees fell down, sunlight finally hit these spots, and these weeds just went crazy. Anyway, full of ticks, no doubt. The nemesis. So I was thinking about this word expertise. Laura Layla made a video, and she threw the word out there, and the words come up, and blah blah blah. And this whole idea of humility, and I just find the conversation sort of irrelevant to anything that matters. I just don't think you can be an expert in philosophical overview. I don't know. I don't think there's a way you could define expertise or define exact qualifications beyond the fact that you do have to have some sort of general knowledge about how the world is created. Obviously, if you haven't done enough thought to figure out that God doesn't answer the creation question, if you didn't do the simple logical thing of saying, okay, there's a God. Oh, wait a minute, who created the God? He came from nowhere. Oh, that's not an explanation then. That's an unexplanation. That's no better. I mean, evolution is a more rational explanation of our presence than the idea of a God that with infinite knowledge that came from nowhere. Well, I'm just saying, so that's just a simple amount of work you have to do to acquire the skill to analyze the God theory and dispose of it. It just takes almost nothing, right? I mean, that's almost a nothing effort. The evidence has no credibility, and the suggestion on it's face is destroyed because it doesn't answer the question of creation. It doesn't answer the first cause question at all. It's useless as a first cause solution because it basically says the most complex thing in the universe came from nothing, and that explains how the less complex things got here. Silly, unspaced, illogical, nonsense. Anyway, so you don't have to be an expert in anything to do that. You just have to use your imagination a little bit, take it one step further, and say, oh, that doesn't answer the question. So then in this overview of what's going on, philosophically, so they have all these words, ontology, ontology, all this technical philosophical jargon, normative, whatever the other word is, all this nonsense, just a theology, whatever. It's all this about what? What is the thing you're attempting to do? Is just describe reality. How's the reality work? What's the game we're playing? And so, you just don't need that much complex knowledge unless you're speculating that God is in string theory, or God is in the quantum or the photon, magically bouncing around in a random manner, controlled by the mystery forces. And unless you're making that argument, you don't need a bunch of qualifying knowledge. You just need a general understanding of the mechanics, the up-downness, it gets cold, it gets warm, the planet revolves around the sun, changes temperature because it tilts, and its orbit is not perfectly round, so it moves closer to the sun and further away from the sun, blah, blah, blah. All these different little factors control, the moon controls the tides in the ocean. So you know a few physical facts. You get the idea of the game we're playing. And the game we're playing is this evolution game. That's our origins. And the bigger question is, okay, once you accept that, and you accept how we were constructed, and what environment we lived in as we were constructed, the bigger question might be, are we more than that? So people would say, yeah, we're more than that. We're more than the process that made us, because now we're doing this intellectual thing, and we're talking about things that are important. But it must be conceded that much of our daily activity has to do with the gratification of cruder parts of our biology. The old lizard wants to get fed, and the monkey wants to get laid. And so there's a lot of that shit that we're still playing. That's the major playground of our day-to-day life. But yes, we are able to do this abstract conceptualization thing, and there's people claiming that to do that properly, you must have a license of some kind. You must, acquire the proper edification by the proper edifiers. Yeah, you must be versed in the infinitude theory and the singularity idea and all that crap to be able to opine on what it means to be philosophical. Because being philosophical isn't so much about describing our reality, it's about creating a reality. Yeah, unfortunately. So anyway, the real fundament, the real first cause of the contention that exists between me and these other speakers or talkers of abstract conceptualizationing is the fact that I'm turning that stuff on its head, and I'm saying no. The truth is, it's still about the biology. The truth is, you haven't transcended. That's the word they like to use a lot. You haven't transcended the primary function and demonstrated anything that all this yammer and conversation has produced in terms of just making us more complicated, making us, we don't shit on the ground anymore. See, we don't do that anymore. So we've changed some of our behaviors to conform to a thing called being civilized. But beyond that, being civilized doesn't change the fact that you're still an organism driven by hunger and desire. And that's all you're doing. You're satisfying needs. And your needs can, through this mechanism of civilization, become preposterously eccentric. You need a miniature iPhone that tells you what everybody's twitting and twatting all over the world at this very moment. I have to keep up on all the twits and twats. People are completely dependent on that. That little piece of technology breaks and they're all sad. They're going to have a bad day because they lost all their twittery twat. And, we have I go swimming in, a nice cement pool with clean water because I've become eccentric, and I like the fact that there's, not smelly, disease-covered ducks swimming in it or something, and fish pooping in it, and, snakes, whatever, snaking in it. So, yeah. So we have created an environment where, we're completely dependent on a lot of eccentric ways to do the simplest things. And twittering and twatting. So we found all these mechanisms to make it more complicated to basically do the same things, the same biological functions. We're just doing it in this extraordinary, sometimes extraordinarily expensive manner. I mean, we have to have the properly polished Lamborghini to go out to the properly clean and pretty yacht club, where all the unintellectuals are kept out, and play a proper little game of whatever, polo, riding our $50,000 polo horse, and extremely, preposterously eccentric ways of rub its belly and it goes ha ha ha. And that's all we're still doing. We're still just scratching itches, tickling each other, except now we're doing it with this insanely bizarre Edward Scissorhand kind of abstract tentacles of technology and bullshit, traditions, silly. Salute the flag, play the song. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I mean, he won the gold medal. Raise the flags, play the national fucking anthem. Yeah, all of that crap. You are a disgusting whore, but the greatest singer I've ever heard. You win American Idol. Yeah, and we're calling that a real philosopher sees the value in all of that crap, that absolute fucking crap. And anyone who suggests that that's all bullshit, absolute fucking bullshit, is an anti-intellectual. Yeah, and that's what this is all about. I'm claiming that your existence is flatworm. You're just a fucking flatworm with radar and sonar and digital radar tuning and 3D poopavision and atomic smelleritis. You got all this little add-on crap, but you're a flatworm. You're just a little eeker trying to find a way to get your fucking flat belly rubbed. And that's all. You're trying to get from this day to the next day with your Edward Scissorhandy tentacles getting properly stroked. Stroke my tentacles. Twitter on my tweeter. Friend me. Friend me. Yeah, it's pathetic. Pathetic. And so that's the root of this conversation. It's the accusation that the game you're playing is fake. It's all a fraud. Your pretense that your intelligence has a function beyond just giving you insanely eccentric ways to do silly dances. And that's all. There's no other purpose to be served. There's no other function but to create Darth Vader Jedi superhero fantasies for you to play out in some kind of truly foolish and silly manner. We've all been Monty Pythoned. I mean, Monty Python made all the good jokes, kind of revealed the fact that it's all imbecile all the way down, and that there really isn't anything redeeming in this silly game. So anyway, that's what they're going to accuse you of not having sufficient brainiation powers. If you were an expert in modern dance, you would understand. If you were an expert in, Fred doesn't claim expertise, but he's so much more knowledgeable on brain science. And yeah, if you do enough brain science, you'll know what you'll find in there? The magical purpose hypotenuse. Yeah, there's actually some piece of our brain, and if it's turned on, you're Angel Man. You'll have special Angel Man mutant powers. Now, I think obviously brain science has nothing to say about the basic commentary, that we're just using our intellect as a scheming tool. We're just applying it to solve this problem of I want, they have, me takey. Some kind of crap like that. Some sort of equation where The end product comes out me-getty, fuck themy. That's all. So using your big, giant, big, huge human brain to do me-getty, fuck you. And you're telling me I'm anti-intellectual. Yeah, because I mock that and find you ridiculous in your defense of preposterous mediocrity and wasteful eccentricity. Yes, Gary Edwards, you're wastefully eccentric, and that's all you are. Yeah. Bibbly babbly boo, I can say some funnier words than you. Yeah, that's all. There, I'm a poet again. So whatever. That's what this is about. It's not about expertise. It's about the fact that the truth is dirt simple, and the pretentious, caught up in their own super brainyisms, don't want to deal with the truth that there's no function for a super brain. You don't need a super brain. You don't need to be an expert to know we're bugs. And there's nothing else to be. There's bug planets, and then there's bug planets, and then there's bug planets. There's no other kind of planet. There's no other purpose. There's need and the silly ways of gratifying it. The inefficiency. Just how inefficient will you be in feeding your hunger? Feed the machine. Feed the hunger. The hunger is God. That's what it really comes down to. The glory of the hunger. Anyway, till next time, and such.